Hi students, in this video I am going to show you how we can solve a question paper. I have the 2024 ICSE paper before me, so I'll show you how we can solve. So keep watching. The first question is choose the correct answers to the questions from the given options. Do not copy questions, write the correct answers only. So what we will do, we'll see this, read the question, understand it. Question 1 says unsaturated hydrocarbons undergo. 4 options are given here: addition reaction, substitution reaction, oxidation reaction, redox reaction. We all know unsaturated hydrocarbons undergo addition reaction. So this is the correct option. How you write the answer? You write number 1 in the margin and then the correct option, that is A. That's all. You don't even need to write the words. Right? Now we will go to question 2. Question 2 we have, in the second period, neon has maximum ionization potential because it has unstable electronic configuration, it easily accepts electrons, it easily loses electrons, and the last option is the outermost shell is completely filled. The correct option is the outermost shell is completely filled. So you write number 2 in the margin and write D. So this is the correct answer for this. We'll go to the next question. Question number 3. Question number 3. Copper, zinc and tin are metals alloyed to form. We have options duralumin, brass, bronze and solder. So these are all alloys. Now the correct option here is bronze. Okay, so the answer will be number 3. You will write in the margin and then write C. That's all. Okay, now question 4. The metal hydroxide, which reacts with both acids and alkalis to form salt and water, is, if a metal oxide is reacting with both acids and alkalis, they are known as amphoteric metals. Examples of amphoteric metals are zinc hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide, lead hydroxide. So we have here aluminum hydroxide. The correct answer is aluminum hydroxide. Okay, and the fifth question, reaction of an alcohol with a carboxylic acid in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid, H2SO4, is termed as. The correct answer is esterification. You know the salt and water, ester and water will be produced in this. So the correct option is B. So you can write number 5 and then write B. Option B is the correct answer. I'll go to the next question. So question number 6. Conversion of ethanol to ethene by the action of concentrated sulfuric acid involves. Ethanol to ethene is ethanol is CH3 CH2OH. Okay, so what you're getting is ethene, CH2 double bond CH2. So this is ethene. So one hydrogen from here and the OH from here is removed. So that is one molecule of water is removed. So the answer is, it is dehydration. Dehydration is removal of water. So the correct answer is dehydration. Okay, option A. Now question number 7. The oxidizing agent in the equation S plus 2H2SO4 gives 3SO2 plus 2H2O is. What is the oxidizing? We know sulfur is getting oxidized to sulfur dioxide. Oxygen is getting added to sulfur. So sulfur is undergoing oxidation. So it is not the oxidizing agent. The H2SO4 here, sulfuric acid, is the oxidizing agent. Right, now anyway, oxidizing agent and reducing agent will be always from the reactant side, not on the product side. Okay, so we will not check this side. Right, question number 8. Electron affinity is maximum in which metal? Now let us arrange. These are elements of the which period. We can see that lithium is there, and then we have magnesium is there, and then we have bromine, and then we have argon. Argon is the last one in the noble gas. It is a group 18 element. Okay, now we know the electron affinity increases across. It increases across. Okay, so that means the noble gas will have the maximum electron affinity. Okay, so the option B is the correct answer. Then we have this question number 9. The compound that is not a constituent of the electrolytic mixture used in Hall-Herold's process. We know Hall-Herold's process is the extraction of aluminium from alumina, that is bauxite. So bauxite or alumina is definitely involved, and we add 2 more substances, that is cryolite and fluorspar. Fluorspar is here, cryolite is. So these 3 substances are already there in the Hall-Herold's process. What is not there is NaAlO2, that is sodium metaluminate. So the question is, the compound is that is not a constituent of electrolytic mixture. So the answer is NaAlO2, sodium metaluminate. We'll go to the next question. Question number 10. You can see, on passing ammonia gas over heated copper oxide for some time, a reddish brown residue is left behind. What property of ammonia is demonstrated here? So we have over copper oxide is CuO. The reddish brown substance formed is Cu, copper. So the copper is losing losing oxygen here. Okay, so that means it is undergoing reduction. So the property of ammonia is a reducing property. It reduces copper oxide to copper. So reducing property is the answer. Option C. Now the 11th question. Rotten egg smell is due to the liberation of, we all are familiar with this, H2S, hydrogen sulfide, has the smell of rotten eggs. Right? Very simple answer. Question number 12. Ammonia gas is collected by downward displacement of air. Yes, we know it is downward displacement of air. The reason ammonia is very slightly soluble in water, wrong answer, because ammonia is highly soluble. It is heavier than air. This is also wrong, because ammonia is lighter, and lighter than air is okay, and insoluble in water, highly soluble. These are also wrong. So the correct answer is lighter than air. Now we go to the next question. Question number 13. Which of the following would occupy 22.4 liters of liters at STP? 22.4 liters means 1 mole. 1 mole of any gas at STP has 22.4 liters. Let's check which of these substances have 1 mole. 32 grams of oxygen. Oxygen is O2. O2, the atomic weight is given 16. So 16 into 2 is 32. So 32 grams of oxygen is 1 mole. This is 1 mole. Right? And then 2 moles of hydrogen. Already it says 2 mole. So 22.4 liter does not apply to this. And then we have the next one, 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of ammonia. This is 1 mole. Avogadro's number of this is also 1 mole. Right? So we have 1 and 3, both are 1 mole. Now the question is, which of the following would occupy 22.4 liters? Means which of the following has 1 mole? That is 1 and 3, both are having 1 mole. This option 2 moles of hydrogen does not, it has 2 moles, right? Then we have the options 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. So the correct answer is 1 and 3. So this is the correct answer, right? So we go to the next question. Question number 14. In the molecule of water, oxygen atom has 1 shared pair of electron, 3 shared pairs of electron, 2 lone pairs of electron, 1 lone pair of electron. We know the molecule of water, H, O and H. Oxygen has got 6 electrons. So there are, we have one of the electrons here and 1 electron here, 6 electron. Now here is the electron of hydrogen. So there are 2 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs in water. Okay. So here let us see, 1 shared pair of electron is wrong. 3 shared pairs is also wrong. There are 2 lone shared pairs. 2 lone pairs of electron is correct. 1 lone pair is wrong. So the correct option is C, 2 lone pairs of electrons, right? Now 15th question. A mineral from which the metal can be extracted economically and conveniently is known as ore. That is a well known answer. Ore is the answer for this, right? So we are finishing the MCQ. Multiple choice questions are finished. Now section A has other questions. We will go to that. So question number 2. Let's take question 2. Question 2, here is an illustration. A diagram is given. The following sketch represents electroplating of an iron cup with nickel metal. Study the diagram and answer the questions, following questions, right? We have the cathode, we have anode, iron cup and the electrolyte. Okay. During the electroplating of iron cup, the iron cup is placed at the cathode. Why? According to the principle of electrolysis, the metal ions are discharged at the cathode. Okay. So that is why it is in the cathode. The article is in the cathode. No metal ion deposition happens in the anode. It happens only at the cathode. So what is the answer? What will you write? Because, you always start with because. You no need to write the full story. Because metal ions are discharged at cathode only. Okay, instead of metal ion you may write nickel ions, because we are plating with nickel. That also may be written instead of nickel. Either of that, both way it is correct answer, right? Let's see the second part, the B part of this question. Name the ion that must be present in the electrolyte. Again, according to the principle of electrolysis, the ions of the metal to be coated on the article should be present in the electrolyte. So we are coating with electroplating of an iron cup with nickel. So there will be nickel ions should be present. Nickel ions. Okay. Or you may write Ni++ ions. Either of this. Okay. So but if you write formula, it should be correct. If you write Ni single plus, then you will go wrong. It's better you write nickel ions if you are not sure about the correct formula. Let's see the C part of this question. State one condition that is necessary to ensure that the deposit is smooth, firm and even. What are the conditions according to the principles of electrolysis? A direct current should be used. Okay, direct current, not alternating current. Direct current should be used. This is one condition. Second condition is a low current. Low current should be passed. Should be passed for a long time. Okay. Now here the question says ensure that the deposit is smooth, firm and even. Smooth, firm and even. The most important point is the low current. So if you write at least low current, even if you write all the points, it's fine. The main point here is the low current should be passed. Long time will enable thick coating, which is not asked in the question. And direct current will enable there is a deposition. So the most important here for a smooth and deposit is the low current. Okay, right. Let's go to the C part of this question, which says write the reaction taking place at the cathode. At the cathode, the nickel ions get discharged. Na++ will take 2 electrons from the cathode. Cathode has excess of electrons. It takes 2 electrons and form neutral nickel metal atoms, which will be deposited at the cathode. Then what change would you observe at the anode? The anode, we see this, the anode is a thick block of the metal nickel to be electroplated. It is a thick block, so it will undergo decomposition. It will produce its ions. The anode decreases in size and mass. The mass will also decrease because it is continuously losing nickel atoms as ions, right? So that is the answer there. Now part 2 of question 2 is match the column A with B. Here again you may write the alphabets with the numbers, no need to copy words and all. So I'll show you how you write the answer. The first one is answer option A. A is water, which is matching with which one? Matching with covalent compound. So it is 3. Okay. Now after writing we'll check once again. Part B. Part B is alkali metal. We know it is lithium. So option 1. And then C is halogen. Halogen we have iodine here, right? And D is calcium oxide is an ionic compound. It is 5. And then E is a weak acid. Here in the list we have acetic acid, weak acid. So 4. Now sulfuric acid is not used. Always they give one extra option to prevent the last answer being matched automatically. Okay, so that is why they give one extra option on column B. So this is not being used. So answers once again we can check. Water matches with the covalent compound. So it is 3. The alkali metal matches with 1, that is lithium. And halogen is iodine here. Number 1. Halogen C is 2, right? D, calcium oxide is ionic compound 5, and E, weak acid is acetic acid 4. So it is matched. Always recheck your answers once you write. Now go to the next part of question 2, part 3 is complete the following sentences by choosing the correct answer from the brackets. In this question also you will not copy the sentence, that is not required at all. You write the correct option and correct word that is coming here, that is part A, the correct options. The salt that can be prepared by direct combination. It's always known direct combination we have only FeCl3. And so FeCl3 is the answer. This is how you write. You will not be copying the sentence or using the blanks and all, right? Second, the metallic oxide which can be reduced by using common reducing agent We know aluminium oxide cannot be reduced by common reducing agents. Electrolysis is required. So the option is here. So part B, the answer is Fe2O3. Carbon monoxide is used for that. Now part C, the metal nitrate which on thermal decomposition forms a black residue. The nitrates on decomposition will produce the metal oxide, zinc oxide, Cu oxide, copper oxide, right? Zinc oxide is yellow when hot, white when cold. Copper oxide is black. So the option C is copper nitrate. Copper nitrate. Don't write copper oxide. Use the option given in the question. The nitrate on decomposition produces the oxide, right? Copper nitrate is the answer. D. Part D. During the electrolysis of copper sulfate solution, if dash is used as electrodes, the color of electrolyte does not fade. If the color of the solution does not fade, that means the solution is getting the ions anyway. So platinum is an inert electrode. It will not produce ions and it does not use this. Copper is the answer because it will give copper ions to the solution and the solution remains blue. Copper sulfate is a blue colored solution. You must have studied that. So the correct answer is you write D and then the correct option is copper. You write copper. Copper is the correct one. Copper electrodes are used, right? Now part E. The process of heating the concentrated ore in a limited supply or absence of air is roasting and calcination. Roasting is in the open air, heating in the presence of air. So this is not the answer. Calcination is the answer. In limited supply of air or in the absence of air. Calcination. Okay, right. Let's go to question, fourth part of this question 2. State the terms for the following. Okay, what terms describe this? The group obtained by removing one hydrogen from the parent alkane. That is alkane minus one hydrogen atom will always give alkyl group. Alkyl group is the answer, right? Methane gives methyl group, ethane gives ethyl group and so on. Okay. Now part B. Two metal plates or wires through which current enters or leaves the electrolytic cell. We are familiar with this. It is electrode. The answer is electrode. And two metal plates, you can write in plural, electrodes. Then C, the amount of substance which contains the same number of units as the number of atoms in C12. Number of atoms in C12. Say the amount of substance which contains the same number of units as the number of atoms in C12. Now the question is little confusing because it is not saying 1 mole of C12, number of atoms in C12. So it is same amount of substance as it contains same amount of. So it can be, the answer is amount of substance is 1 gram atoms. Or you may even write 1 mole. The answer, right? D. Tendency of an atom to pull a shared pair of electrons towards itself in a compound. Tendency of an atom to pull a shared pair of electrons towards itself in a compound. Now, we know it is electronegativity. Electronegativity. Tendency to pull the shared pair of electrons. Now, part E. The formula which represents the simplest ratio. Simplest ratio is empirical formula. Empirical formula. Molecular formula gives actual number of atoms. The simplest ratio is taken. It is empirical. For example, C12H22O11 is sucrose. This is the molecular formula. If you divide throughout, you can divide it and simplify it. This is 11. This is not divisible. If you take this one, C6H12O6, this is glucose. Okay, this example is not suitable. So here we have, if you divide throughout by 6, you get CH2O. So this is the empirical formula. This is the molecular formula. Okay, so we can, the answer here is empirical formula. This is the example for understanding. Right, we will go to the next question. That is fifth part of question number 2, which is also section A. Give the IUPAC names of the organic compounds represented by the structural formulae given below. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the root word is pent. Okay. Now the single bonds between carbon atoms. So the primary suffix is A and E. Okay. And then let us see numbering from here. There is a substituent. At carbon 2 we have a chlorine. So it is chloro. And carbon 3 also we have a chloro. And no other substituent. The rest is hydrogen. Numbering from the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that becomes 4 chloro and 3 chloro and 4 chloro. So the sum, if you take, this is 5, this is 7. So from right hand side we will not take because the sum is greater. So this is not applicable, only this is applicable. So the correct answer to this will be, now put them together. What you will write, the prefixes will be the substituents, that is in the increasing order 2, 3. There are 2 chloro, so you write dichloro, and root word here is pent, and then primary suffix ane. Now if you are not understanding this, I have already made a video on how to name these compounds. You can check on the playlist hydrocarbons chapter. There you will have this in detail, how we name and number the atoms and how to give IUPAC names, right? 2, 3 dichloropentane is the answer. Now let's see question 2 here. The second one, here we have this one, C double bond O and OH. So this is called a carboxylic acid group, COOH. It may be written this way also. So whenever there is such a group, the number 1 starts here, 2 and 3. So this is a principal functional group. So your root word here is, there are 3 carbon atoms, so it is prop. And primary suffix is ane because only single bonds between carbon atoms, right? And the functional, no prefixes, functional group, that is the secondary suffix here is this one. COH is known as oic acid. Okay, since no prefix, we'll put them together, the correct order, prop, and now the carbon 1 has oic acid, so 1 may be written or 1 can be ignored also. Propanoic acid is the correct name. It's all one word, and we have removed the E, the A and E. The E will be removed because the next letter is vowel letter, so it will be removed. The details you can, again, I advise you to watch the video on how to name organic compounds. Propanoic acid is the correct answer. Some students may write propane 1 oic acid. The 1 is not required, as I said. Even if you write this, you will get marks. It is still correct. Okay, but 1 is not required because that is the least number which can be ignored. When no number is given, we understand it is 1. Okay, going to the B part of this question. The structural formula. Draw the structural diagram of the organic compounds. We have to do the converse of what we have done for naming. 3-methyl pentane, the root word is pent. So we will make 5 carbon atoms. Pent means 5 carbon atoms. A and E, so that means only single covalent bonds between the carbon atoms. And then 3-methyl, so 1, 2, 3. So we have a methyl group here. Okay, and then we have, nothing else is given. So we will fill the remaining with the hydrogens. Okay, hydrogen here. Each carbon will have 4 bonds. Carbon has a valence of 4, so only 4 bonds should be there. Hydrogen and CH3. This CH3 may be also opened as C, 3 sides hydrogen also you may write. So this is the answer. Now the second part is propine. Propine is, prop is the root word, C. So there will be 3 carbon atoms. Prop means 3. So an ine is the suffix. That means there is a triple covalent bond. So you may put this side or that side, any one side. So this becomes 1. So now let us put the remaining hydrogens. 3 bonds in this carbon, so 1 hydrogen comes. This carbon, there are 3 bonds this side, 1 bond this side, so no hydrogen. This carbon, only 1 bond is there, so we have 3 hydrogens. So the valence of carbon is complete. So propine, this is the structure of propine. Methanol, the root word is meth, so only 1 carbon is there. An, so it shows only single covalent bond. And al is the aldehyde group, double bond O and H. This is the or usually we write it as CHO group. This is the open structure. C double bond O and H. So the carbon has 2 bonds here, 1 here. So one more hydrogen has to be there. So this is methanol. Okay. So that's all in this paper, the section A of this 2024 paper. So I have done this in this video. Section B, which has now 40 marks, is completed. Another 40 marks we will see in section B. That I will make in the next video. So you can keep watching, and if you have query, you can write in the comment section. Thank you for watching.